how addition operation works. A plus B. For example, I am going to take here C is equal to A plus B. I am going to declare this C is A. See here. Every time this is the declaration part. This is declaration part. The declaration part is at first line every time. The declaration part is in the first line of the program every time. First line means after the main function. After the main function, what is the first line? The first lines, not a single line. For example, if you want to write any float values, for example, I am going to take like this. All the first lines are the declaration part every time. After the declaration part, only we can do operations or anything. For example, here I am going to write C is equal to A plus B. C is also one variable, right? Then immediately I am going to the first line and I am going to declare it. What type of variable it is? It is going to be an integer variable. That's why I am writing here int A, B and C. I am doing some operation, that is C is equal to A plus B. Then I am going to print the result. Instead of A plus B, I am going to print C here. Okay. I am going to execute it. Press F11. The output is going to be print 13. For example, I am going to print the format as, for example, 10 plus 3 is equal to 13. I am going to print like this. I am going to print 10 plus 3 is equal to 12. How I am going to print here? I am going to print 3 values. That means 3% this. Yes, 3% this. First one is A, second one is B, third one is C. That is the result. And I am going to write here plus and is equal to. Just look at now. 10 plus 3 is equal to 13 like this. Think everyone got it? Here, this is the text. That's it. This is the dummy text. We can write anything here. For example, A add is equal to something. I am going to write here equals. I am going to execute it like this. A adds B 3 equals to 13 like this. We can add any value here, not equal to or anything. In what fashion I want here? Like this, I am going to display the content here. The first percentage D is refers to the first variable. Second percentage D is equal to the second variable. Third percentage D is equal to the third variable. If I am going to execute it, it is going to be print 10 plus 3 is equal to 12 in a neat fashion. That's it. Okay. In this way, the addition operation is going to work. For example, I am going to. This is a dummy test every time. This is not doing any operation here. This is not doing any operation. For example, if I am going to print it, it is going to be print 13 only. Why? Because here I am doing the operation. This is the operation. Instead of addition, I am going to do some subtraction. If I am going to execute it now 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. What is the use of this one? This is going to be print. This is going to be display in that fashion. That's it. Nothing else. Is it clear? We can write anything here. Anything here. No problem. This is just a dummy content. But you have to display the content as meaningful. Like this. But this is the operation here. In this way, this is the addition operation. This is the subtraction operation. Addition operation is like this. A plus B. I am going to comment it. And the multiplication operation. Just instead of a subtraction, I am going to do, yes. I am going to comment this line also. Now, C is equal to A star B. What is A star B? A star means multiplication, not, for example, some students are thinking that A, X, B, something like this. Multiplication means every time that is X or dot. That is not an operation here. For multiplication, we have to use that asterisk operator. Asterisk operator is refers for multiplication. Asterisk for multiplication. Now the answer is, for example, here This is the dummy, right? This is the dummy here. The output is 10 into 3. What is 10 into 3? 10 into 3 is 30 here. For example, if I am going to execute it, it is going to be display as 10 minus 3 is equal to 30. No, not like that. Here we have to write display as star represents. Okay? If it is star represents, it will be in a correct format. The output and everything is same. Everything is not a wrong here. For that display thing is not a good here. That's why we are going to change that as into asterisk. Asterisk for multiplication, not x or small x or nothing, some dot. For example, some students are thinking that multiplication is like this. For example, C is equal to A dot B, or they are thinking that AB. These are the multiplications in when we are writing in mathematics, right? Some A, C is equal to. These are the wrong approaches. Every time these all are wrong approaches. C is equal to AXB. All these are wrong approaches. All these are wrong approaches. Okay? If you want to multiply anything, we have to write A asterisk B. A asterisk B is the multiplication operator. Okay? Asterisk is the multiplication operator. Okay? Then next one is this. I think it is very clear. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Very clear it is. For example, if it is 2, I am going to give some division operator here. C is equal to A by B. A by B. This is the division operator. Can anyone guess here? For example, I am going to write here slash. This is 10 by 2. I am going to change that B is equal to 2 value here. What is 10 by 2? Can anyone guess? Small difference here. Small mistake is also there in when we are dealing with slash division operator. How it is going to be dealt? 10 by 2. Can anyone guess what is the output here? Students.
5, sir.
Output is
5.
5. Yes, output is 5. That means it is very clear the output is 5. Yes, exactly the output is 5. No doubt about that. 10 by 2 is equal to 5. Now I am going to change this value as 3. 10 by 3 is equal to, what is the value now? Can anyone guess? 10 by 3, what is the value now?
3, sir.
Yes.
3.
Only 3?
Yes, sir.
1, sir.
5 only 3?
3, sir.
Because
Decimal is not.
We only take these values, sir. We use the integer. We'll get only
Operator
integer
works.
value. We won't get the float value.
we
Here.
declare C in value, sir.
Both are integer values, then output will be the integer value. If both are integers, how it will work means it is going to be working as it returns the value. What is the value it is returning? It is returning the coefficient value every time. Coefficient value, for example, this is 3 and 10. It is going to be 3 3s are 9, and the result is 1 here. What is the coefficient here? Coefficient is 3. Coefficient is 3. Every time it is going to be represent, if both are integers, it is going to be represent coefficient only coefficient. For example, if I am going to display here, for example, I am going to delete all these things and I am going to maintain only C, only result for clarity. Can anyone guess now what is the output here? I am going to display the value in the floating value. That means I am going to display some floating value here. The output is, what is the C value? C value, if it is integer, it is 3.
3.3333.
Up to
Yes,
6 times.
Up to 6 times it is going to be. Yes, look at the output once. The output is 0.0000 like this. 0.00. That means this is the integer value. We are going to display an integer value into the floating value. It is not possible every time. Okay, that's why the output is going to be a 0.00. Why? Because it is the format of, what is the format of C? The format of C is integer. We cannot print in the float. For that adjustment, I am going to write some float, FLOAT float C. For example, I am going to declare, I am going to take now as the value of C as float. Can anyone guess now what is the output?
3.333.
3.33, sir.
It's 3.333. Okay. 3.33. I am going to execute it now. Look at the output, that is 3.000, not 3.333. Why? Because the result, what is the result? A by B, integer by integer, always returns integer only. That means it is going to be return 3 only. Then the 3 is going to be converted into the float like this. Okay. That's why I am telling that when we are dealing with the division, it will be give some different values. Now, how to get that 3.333 like this? How I am going to get? That means if any one value, that is a numerator or denominator, any one value, at least any one value is float, then the result is in float. But the values here are both are integers. What we have to do? We have to do the typecasting. The typecasting is like this, FLOAT float like this. That means I am going to change a value into float. What is a value? A value is 10. If you are writing this typecasting here, it is going to be converted into 10.0. If any value, either A or B, I am going to convert, I am going to taking at that position only that value as treated as floating value. 10.0 by 3. Yes, now it is going to be given as exactly division value. Now the output is going to be 3.333. Okay? Is it clear, everyone? Yes. Note it down all the variations of that floating values. Just note it down, everyone. How float is working. Here I am telling that 3 cases, right? How it is going to be work. For example, the result is also integer. It is going to be print 3. If you are changing that, the values are integers, but the result is in float. It is going to be written 3.333. Then I am going to typecast it. Then the result is 3.333. Just note the 3 cases. Here, if I am going to typecast only A, here I can make the B as also a floating value. The A is not any value, either denominator or numerator. No problem here. For example, if I am going to execute it, it is going to be 3.33. Both are float also, it will be given the floating value only. If you want to print an integer value into floating value, what happens? It is going to be returned 0.000.
Hello. Sir, can you explain it again, sir?
Okay. For example, I am going to take like this. C is A by B. I am going to print here percentage D. C is the integer value, that's why I am taking as like this. What happens here? 10 by 3. 10 by 3, right? 10 by 3. If both are integers, it will be working like this every time. It is going to be returns only the value, that is coefficient. Coefficient value only returns every time. That means 10 by 3 represents 10 by 3 represents every time 10 by 3 becomes 3 here. Why? Because integer, both are integers, it is working as a coefficient operator, not an exact division operator. Not an exact division operator. If both are integers, it is working as a coefficient operator. It results coefficient. It returns coefficient. That's it. Nothing else. Then I am going to print 3 here. If I am going to execute it, it is going to be print only 3. But I want 3.333 like this. What I have to do? I have to do like this. Any one value I have to convert. I have to convert into float. Any one value, at least any one value, numerator or denominator. Numerator or denominator, any one value I want to change into float. Now the result is going to be float. That's why I am going to change this C value into float. FLOAT, float. Float C. Now the result is in float. Now I am going to write here floating value. If I am going to execute it, it is going to be print 3.333 like this. Okay? Is it clear? If both are integers, it returns every time the integer only. But how I am going to get the exact division? Exact division, I want to change any one value into float. A by B. That means A is going to be here. That means the value is going to be 10 by 3, right? Instead of this one, it is going to be converted into 10.0 by 3. Now it returns exact division operator, exact division operation. Exact division operation. If any one value is going to be converted into floating value, it will be working for exact division operation. What is this one? This one is called typecasting. Note it down, everyone. This is called typecasting. This is called typecasting. That means I am going to convert at this point only, at this operation only, I am going to convert A value into floating value at that position only. That is called typecasting. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this way, the division operation is working here. And the next one, modulo division. Modulo division, A mod B. This is a remainder operator. What is the remainder for this one? Remainder is 1. It returns every time the remainder of the value. It is also division operation, but it returns remainder. By refers, division returns coefficient, modulo division returns remainder. What is the remainder of 10 by 3? That is 1. That is going to be written here. 1 is the answer here. For example, I am going to take here as 5, for example. 10 by 5. What is the remainder? Remainder is 0 here. It is going to be 0. That means if the value is 0 for this one, that means they are exactly divisible. The 10 is exactly divisible by 5. If it returns 0, it is going to be exactly divisible by that number. If other than 0, it is not exactly divisible. Okay, very important that is also. If it is exactly divisible, the remainder is 0. If it is not exactly divisible, it is other than 0. These are the arithmetic operators. These are the arithmetic operators. Everyone note it down in the notebook. Just maintain some notebook and write everything. The next one is relational operators. Relational operators. What are the relational operators? Anyone? What are the relational operators? When we are writing a logic, these operators, the relational operators, plays a crucial role every time. Why? Because if there is no relational operators, the world will be very, very happy. Why? Because every time we are going to comparison with others, right? He is taller than me, he is shorter than me, he is beautiful, his eyes is looking beautiful, he is rich, he has a bike. Like that, we are going to comparison every time he got good marks. Like that, we are going to comparison every time using these operators only. Greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. We are going to compare. I have more clever than you. For example, we both are equal. Like that, we are going to use all these types of comparison every time. That means, for example, here the operation is A is greater than, for example, C is equal to A is greater than B. Can anyone tell that what is the output here? What is C value? What C contains now? What it is going to be print? Can anyone? What is the output here? What is the value of C?
1, sir. 1, sir.
Yes, every time the relational operators returns either 1 or 0. Okay, note it down. If the arithmetic operators every time return some values, right? But the relational operators and the logical operators both return either 1 or 0. That means either true or false. Here true represents 1, false represents 0. Okay, note it down everyone. In relational operators and logical operators, the return value, what is the value here? If the operation is done, what is the value it is returning? It is returning either 1 or 0. In relational operators and logical operators, both operators only returns 1 or 0. 1 represents true. That means every time the relational operator means you have to read like this. A is greater than B. Like that we cannot read like this. How we have to read means is A is greater than B. We have to put a question mark. That is a question every time. That is a relational operator or a logical operator. We have to ask a question. It is asking a question. Is A is greater than B? What is A value here? A value is 10. B value is 5. I am asking here, is 10 is greater than 5? Is 10 is greater than 5? Yes, 10 is greater than 5. If it is true, that means it is going to be written 1. For example, I am going to change it as 5 like this. Is 10 is less than 5? No, it is false. That's why it is written 0 here. That means what is the output now? The output is 1 here. The output is 1. Come on. Yes, the output is 1. For example, I am going to change here. It is asking now, is 10 is less than 5? Is 10 is less than 5? No, not at all. It is going to be written 0 here. I am going to ask now. Now what it is asking? Can anyone? What is this? What is this equation?
Is 10 is equals to
5. Is 10 is equals to 5? No, not at all. It is going to be written. It is going to be written false here. For example, this is also 10. This is also 10. Now what is asking? Is 10 is equals to 10? Yes, both are equal. Now I am going to write here. Is asking, is A is greater than, equal to, greater than or equal to B. Either one case is satisfied, yes, it is equal to, right? That's why it is going to be written true here. In this way, all the, for example, I am going to write not equal to. A is not equal to B. 10 is not equal to 10. Is 10 is not equal to 10? No, it is false. That's why it is going to be 0 every time. For example, I am going to write here some 5. Here some 5. 10 is not equal to 5. Is it true or not? Is 10 is not equal to 5? 10 is not equal to 5. Is it true? Yes, it is true. The output is 1. Okay? In this way, the relational operators are working. Relational operators are working. Either value is true or false. 1 or 0. True means 1, false means 0 every time. Just note every point that 1. 1 represents true, 0 represents false. Relational operators and logical operators, every time it returns 1 or 0. Okay, in this way the relational operators are working. The second one is logical operators. The third one is logical operators. Okay. That is the logical operators. Logical operators and relational operators are very important when we are writing the logic here. Okay, both are very, very important. Logical operators. How many logical operators are there? How many logical operators are
Three.
there? Only
3.
three logical
Logical
operators
and logical or?
Logical not.
logical not. Logical and logical or logical not. The three operators are double ampersand is the logical and, double pipe symbol is the logical or, and this is not symbol. Okay, these three are the logical operators. Logical and, logical or, logical not. How they are going to be work? Logical and. What is logical and? First of all, logical and means, for example, I am going to some condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4, like this. There are 4 conditions. There are 4 conditions. For example, I want to do one operation. If all the conditions are satisfied, I have to do one operation. I am going to attend this class. This what class? Some skill up class. When I am going to satisfy all this class, then only I attend today's class. First thing is, if I sleep at before 10 p.m. okay, then only I wake up before 7 a.m. okay. If I have a good internet, then if I have a mood to listen a class, then only I am going to, if all the conditions are satisfied, then only I am going to attend the skill up class. Otherwise I am not attending the skill up class. Here all the conditions has to be satisfied, not a single condition. All the conditions has to be satisfied, then only I am going for a skill up class. That means this is called a logical and. What is logical and? Logical and means we have to satisfy all the conditions, then only it will be true. Okay. For example, if you read the logical and operation, what is the logical and gate? Logical and gate. Do you know the logical and gate? Students, do you know the logical and gate? The truth table I am writing here. Logical and I am going to write here how it is. True, first of all, false, it is going to be a false. Then false and true, it is going to be a false. True, false, it is going to be a false. And a true, it is going to be a true here. Sorry, it is going to be a true here. When it is going to be true? When all the conditions are satisfied. When all the conditions are satisfied, then only it will be true. Either one or all are false, then the result is false. This is the result, okay? This is the result. This is the result. Note down everyone, if you don't know the logical and truth table, this is called a truth table. Both the conditions are true, then only it will be true. Not only both two. If it has 100 statements, if it is 100 statements, if 100 statements are true, then only the result is true. Okay? We have to grasp that knowledge. No, not only two things. All the conditions are satisfied, then only it will be true. This is logical and a truth table. Then logical or truth table. Logical or truth table. False, it is going to be false. False, true, it is going to be true. That means either at least one case is satisfied, I am going to the class. True. Either one case is satisfied. Either one case is satisfied, I am going to attend the class. That is called logical OR. This is the logical OR. Either one case. If both are false, I am not listening the class. If either one is true, I am going to listen the class. If at least one is true, I am listening the class. If both are true also, I am listening the class here. This is called logical OR gate. Note down the truth tables here. Logical and logical OR. I think everyone knows these things. And the last one is the logical NOT. Nothing logical NOT. Logical NOT means if it is 1, the result is 0. If the result is 0, it is going to be 1. That means if my parents are telling that just don't listen the class, then I listen the class. If my parents are just listen the class, then only you will get the job. Yes, I don't listen the class at the time. That means it works as reversely. Yes, this is called a logical NOT. If it is true, it is going to be a false. If I have an interest to listen the class, but I am not listening the class. That is a logical NOT. Okay, this is the truth tables of logical and logical OR and logical NOT. Okay, I am going to delete this one. Everyone, how the logical truth tables are working. Now I am going to give some examples on that. Logical and logical OR and logical NOT. Now, how it is working. Logical and. C is equal to, for example, C is equal to A is greater than B and A is equal to B. How it is going to be evaluated? First of all, it is going to be checked that 10 is greater than B. Just listen, it is very important. Just listen what I am telling here. 10 is greater than 5. 10 is greater than 5. Is it true or not? Is 10 is greater than 5? Is it true or not?
True, sir.
Yes, it is
True,
true.
yes, sir.
Then only it will be moving into the next statement. Is this true?
Is 0.
Is this
False.
true? That means 10 is
Sir.
equal to 5. Is it true? If it is
False.
false, then the
False.
result is
Zero.
that the result is, for example, how it is true
False.
and false. The result is going to be false.
False.
Sorry.
0.
That means it is 0. Okay, the result is going to be 0 here. The result is going to be 0. Now I am going to change this one as like this, and I am going to write this. The output is 0. No doubt about that, right? Is A is equal to B? That means is 10 equal to 5? 10
Output
equal
is
to
0.
5? Output is 0. Okay, just I am going to explain how it is evaluating. 10 equal to 5?
No.
False. Then the control never reaches this one. Okay, that means it is going to be, this is false, right? Then this is a false, then it is going to be written false. That's it, nothing else. It is not checking the next one. That is the difference between the previous example and this example. I will show you. It is not how it is not going. I will explain you. Okay, I will show you, not explain. I will show you. Okay, in the logical AND operation, if any statement means this one, this is a statement 1 and this is a statement 2. If any statement is false, the control never reaches the next statement. Note down, everyone. Note down this point. In a logical AND, if any statement is false, it never reaches the next statement. Okay, that means it is never checking that this is true or not. Why it is not checking? Why it is not checking? There is no need to check. If one statement is false, then the total condition is going to be false, right? That's why it is not checking. But why it is checked in previous example? Why it is checked in previous example? Why it is checking this previous example means, for example, like this.
Because the first statement is true.
First statement is true. It is going to be checked that if the next statement is also true, then it is going to be written true. That's why it is going for checking the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is the output of a logical AND operation. For example, logical OR. Can anyone guess? Now I'm not asking the output. Output is very simple, I know. What is the output? First of all, what is the output? Is the first one is true or not?
Yes, sir. True, sir.
Yes, true. If the statement is true, here in this is the logical OR operation, the reverse of AND, right? That's why if any statement is true, the control never reaches the next one. Why? If one single statement is true, all the statement is true. That's why if any statement is this is true, right? That means it never checks this one. It never checks this one, and the output is true here. The output is here, true. That means 1. It never checks the second one. For example, if it is like this, then it is going to be, is 10 is equal to 5? No. And
False.
it is going to be checked now, 10 is greater than 5. It is going to be false and true. It is going to be written true here.
True.
Then only if the statement is false, then only it will be checked now. Okay? This is the logical AND and logical NOT. Logical AND and logical OR.
Sir, repeat. Sir, please, sir, repeat this.
Yes, I will explain it again. When you will understand, it will be clear. I will explain that increment and decrement operation. You will get more clear idea. That why? Because it will be visible to you. Now it is not visible to you, right? That is, it is giving every time the 1 or 0, but it is not what I am telling here. It is not executing this one, right? But it is not visible here. But it is not visible to our eyes. I will explain with increment and decrement. It will be visible to you. No doubt about that. Okay, I will explain it again. Just listen carefully. Very important, this one. Okay. This is the logical OR operation. First of all, this is the logical OR operation. What is logical OR operation? if any statement is true, then the total statement is true. The total statement is true. Yes, that's why it is going to check if the statement is true. If the statement is true, is 10 equal to 5? No.
No,
That's
sir.
why
False, sir.
it is going to be written false. Then logical or at this position, what is this value? 10 is greater than 5. This is true. Then the result is true. And the result is true. The output means the output it will be displayed as 1. Okay, up to this is clear? Is that
Yes, sir.
asked?
Yes, sir.
Up
Yes.
to this is very clear. This is
Yes.
very clear up to this one. But when I am going to like this, I am going to write like this. I am going to write like this. It is going to be checked. The first one is 10 is greater than 5. Is it true or not?
No,
Yes,
sir.
it is true. This is the logical OR operation. It never checks the next one. It returns true. That's it. That means the output is 1. Why? Because this is the logical OR operation. If any statement, if anything, any statement is true, the total condition is true. That's why it is going to be stopped at this position and returns true. It never executed this one. In logical OR. In logical AND, any statement is false, it never checks the next one. Note on these 2 points. Note on these 2 points. In logical OR operation, if any statement is true, the control never reaches the next statement. In logical OR operation, if any statement is true, it never reaches the next statement. In logical AND now. In logical AND operation, if any statement is false, the control never reaches the next statement. Okay, very important points too. Very important points. Okay. I will explain now. I will explain. I will show you the output how these are not working. I will show you with that increment and decrement operators. And the next one is special operators, that is called increment and decrement operators. Increment and decrement operators. Really, these are belongs to some arithmetic operators, but we are treating as some. Why I am treating as arithmetic operators? It is doing addition of a +1 and ±1. That's it, right? These are the arithmetic operators, but we are treating it as some special operators, that is increment and decrement operators. Basically, there are from no doubt about that. That is in arithmetic operators. Means addition plus some a is equal to a plus 1. That's it, right? This is a is equal to a minus 1. These are arithmetic or not? Yes, these are arithmetic operations, right? Base root of this one is arithmetic operators, no doubt, but some special properties and special working is there. That's why we are working with these things as special operators. Yes, this is increment operator. That means double plus, double minus is for decrement operator. Here also there are 2 different types for increment operators and 2 different types of decrement operators. First one is post and the second one is pre. Pre-increment operator, post-increment operator. The same thing, post-decrement operator and pre-decrement operator. Totally how many operators are there?
4.
4 operators are there. 4 operators. Really 2, but the behavior, on the behavior there are 4. They are working as 4. Pre, post, increment and decrement. 2 into 2 is 4. How they are looking as, is it post and is it pre? Means, for example, some variable is there. The operator, if the operator is after the variable name, they are called as post increment or post decrement. For example, these are called post increment and post decrement. If the operator is before the operand, then this is called pre increment and pre decrement. Okay. If the operator is after the operand, that is called post operations. If the operator is before the operand, it is called pre increment and pre decrement. Okay. Now I am going to write here. Now I am going to do some operation. B is equal to A plus plus, and I am going to print here percentage D and percentage D. I am going to print both the values A comma B. I am going to print both the values A comma B. How they are working? How this line is going to be working now? How this line is working? B is equal to A plus plus. B is equal to A plus plus. Is it pre-increment or post-increment?
Post-increment.
Post-increment, no doubt about that. Why? Because the operation or the operator is after the operand. That's why it is called post. Post means it is the step 1, step 2 every time. That means here B is equal. This is going to be, this statement is going to be converted into 2 steps. This statement is going to be converted into 2 steps. This is the post, right? Post means after the operation. That means this is the step 1 and A is equal to A plus 1 is the second step. It is working like this. This is the first step and this is the second step. B is equal to A. What is A value? What is A value? A value is 5. That is question. A value is 5. Now B becomes 5. Okay. Why? B is equal to A. What is A value initially? Initially A value is 5. That is assigned to B. That's it. The second operation, A is equal to A plus 1. What is A value? 5. 5 plus 1. That is going to be 6. Then the output is A value is 6 and B value is 5 is the output. A value is 6, B value is 5 is the output. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This
Sir,
is
once
the,
repeat again,
this
sir.
is the step 1. Yes, I am repeating now. This is the step 1. If it is a post increment or decrement, no doubt. This is the first step, what I am highlighting here. Then after that, this is the second step. Okay, that's why B becomes A. That means B is equal to A. Then A is equal to A plus 1. This is the first step. What is the first step here? B is equal to A. What is A value? A value is 5. Then B becomes 5. That's it. That is done. That operation, then A becomes plus 1. What is A value? A value is 5. 5 plus 1 is going to be 6. I will explain with this pre-increment. It will be clear now. What is this operation? This is the pre-increment. Yes, no doubt about that. This is the pre-increment operation. The same thing. These 2 statements are done, but in the reverse order. First this is done, then next this one. Okay. First this operation. This is the pre, right? This is the pre-increment. That means before the operation, we have to increment A. What is A value? A value is 5. 5 becomes 6. Okay. 5 becomes A value is 6. Then B is equal to A.
5.
What is A value?
6.
6. 6 is going to be replaced in B.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then the output is 6 and 6 is the output. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is the pre-increment and post-increment. Just work with that decrement and pre-decrement and post-decrement also. Just now, I'm going to give some here. Some 7 is the value. Apply the post-increment and pre-decrement, and tell me the answer. What is the output here? That means I want the output for this one. And the next statement b is equal to a minus minus. For these two, what is the output here? I want output. Can anyone guess what is the output here?
B equal to A equal to A minus B. B to 6, sir.
6. Both are 6, sir.
Both are 6. Both are 6. Why? Because a is decremented
No,
first.
sir.
I changed the a value is equal to 7. Just look at there.
First of
Both
all,
are
A is 7, sir. A is pre-decremented, sir. Therefore, equals to 6, sir. B equals to 6, sir.
Then what is the output? B is 6 and A is 6. 6, 6.
Both are 6, sir.
Both are 6 is the output.
Both 6, sir.
Okay, is it clear? Now what is the output?
Both are
Both are
6 and 7, sir.
No, sir. B
7,
equals
sir.
to 7
6
and
and
A
7.
equals to 6, sir.
A is equal to, what is A value?
6 and 7.
A value is 6, B value is
7.
7.
okay. Why? Because here first of all B is equal to A. What is A value? At initially A value is 7. That is going to be placed in B. Then A becomes minus 1. A is equal to A minus 1. That is 7 minus 1. That is going to be 6. Okay. I think it is clear, everyone. Ma? Pre-decrement you want. Pre-decrement. What happens now? It is going to be decremented first of all. A is equal to A minus 1. What is A value? A value is 7. 7 minus 1.
6.
This is going to be 6. Then B is equal to A. What is A value? A value is 6. First of all, A is decremented. Then it is assigned to B. Then both are 6. Okay? Yes, I think it is okay now. Now,
Sir, pre-decrement అర్థం కాలేదు, సార్.
బా చెప్పినదే కదా,
అదే అర్థం కాలేదు, సార్.
మళ్ళీ విను అయితే, ఓకేనా? Pre-decrement means this operation is going to be evaluated first. What is A value? Cheppu,
7.
A value is 7. Then A becomes A minus 1. What is A value now?
6, sir.
6. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Then B is equal to A. Then this operation is working. What is A value?
6, sir.
6. That is going to be replaced in B. That's it. First, pre means it is going to be evaluated first. Either it is a decrement or increment. No doubt about that. Is it a pre or post? If it is a pre, it is going to be evaluated first. Then the remaining operation. That's why the output is like this. Okay? Sorry. మళ్ళీ మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే కనుక ఒక ఐడియా వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒకసారి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి, మీకు క్లియర్ ఐడియా వస్తుంది. నేను క్లియర్గానే చెప్పాను అని అనుకుంటున్నాను, ఐ థింక్. ఓకే, దెన్ show you the is equal to right, is greater than B plus B. Like this. D and percentage D. I'm going to check here A comma B comma C. I will explain it. Yes, look at here. I'm writing here A is greater than B. What is that? A is greater than B. Is it true or not? 10 is greater than 5.
True.
Is it true? A is
True.
greater
True,
than
sir.
Yes, it is true. This is the OR operation, right? Logical OR operation. What I am telling when we are dealing with OR operation, if the statement is true, it never reaches the next one, right? Next statement. That means this operation is not yet done. This operation is not yet done. That means what is A value? A value is 10. A value is 10. What is B value? B value is not modified. B value is not modified. That's why B is 5. And what is C value? Either one statement is true, the total statement is true. That's why C value is 1. Output is A value is 10. B value is not modified. And C value is 1. Okay? So I am going to execute it. 10, 5, 1 is the output. Just observe everyone. 10, 5, 1 is the output here. Now, I am going to write here plus plus. For example, I am going to change it. This operation is true. Is 10 is less than 5. 10 is less than 5. Is it true?
False.
False. Then it is moving inside it. Write one more statement that is very important. What is that? In C programming language, 0 refers to false.
1
refers to false. Other than 0, any value other than 0 represents true. Other than 0, I will show you that one also. Okay. Other than 0, any value is true. Either it is 100 or negative 100, any value other than 0 is true. Okay? Other than 0 is true. I will show you with the proof every time. Okay? Only 0 refers false. Other than 0, either it is a positive number or negative number, is refers as true. Okay? Note down that point also. Very important points. Now, it is going to be written. Is 10 is less than 5? Is 10 is less than 5? What it returns? It returns false. It's written false. First of all, it returns false. And coming to plus plus B here. What is plus plus B here?
Pre-increment.
Increment. Then B becomes 6. And 6 is going to be placed. Either first one is false. That means false means 0. 0 or 6. What is 6? 6 is true or false?
True.
That means it is going to be represented with 1. Okay. What is C value now?
1.
C value is 1. What is B value now?
6.
B value is 6. What is A value?
6.
Huh? Just mute your call. Hello. A value is not changed here. A value is not changed here. That's why A is 10. Then plus plus B. That means B is incremented. That's why B is 6. And what is C value? C value is 1 or 6?
1.
One.
No, only one. Not that is not
One.
6 here. Okay. Why? Because it is going to be like this. It is going to be like this. 0 or true. Now that is not treated as a 6. If it is a positive integer, it is working as a true. 0 or false. Some 0 or true. That is C becomes 1 here. What is the output now? 10, 6,
1.
1. 10, 1 is the output here. 10, 6, 1 is the output. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And one more thing, I want to show you this one also.
Sir, statement true aligns.
Good
Other
question.
than 0.
Why? Because I will show you. Wait again. First one is that 10 is less than 5. Is it true or not? No, it is false. Yes? Yes, first one is false. False means 0.
0.
0. Then OR gate. I already tell you that if any value other than 0 is true. Okay? Other than 0, any value is true. Okay, in any programming language. Here, what is B value? B value is 5. Before checking with this operation, this is a pre-increment, right? That's why B is going to be incremented first of all. B value is 6 now. Yeah, 6 is a positive number and negative number. That is not 0, right? That's why it is treated as 1. That's why the statement is true here. Okay?
Okay.
Statement is true. Anyone tell me what is the output here? Just guess what is the output here?
And 1 and 1.
Equals to 1 and C is 1.
Is 10?
1, 1, 1, sir.
1.
1 and 1.
10, 1, 1.
Yes, sir.
B1, C1. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly the output is 10, 1, 1. Can you guess what is the output now?
10 0 0
10 1.
और 10 0 1.
10 0
10 0 1. No, wrong.
10 1.
No, sir.
10
10
0 0.
1 1, sir.
Wrong.
10 1.
Wrong.
10, 0, 1, sir.
0
10,
0
0, 1.
Sir, 10 1 1,
0, 0, 0, 1, sir.
0, 0, 1.
0, 0, 0.
What 0, 0? A value is not modified. This is fixed.
10, 0, 1, sir.
10 0 0.
10,
10 5.
Wrong.
10
0,
5.
1.
10
और गेट
10 5 0.
10,
10, 0, 1.
10 0 0, sir.
10
0,
0
0 is the wrong one. Remaining students,
10,
come
0,
on.
1. 10, 0, 1.
5 1 sir.
10 0, sir.
10, 0, 1.
5 0.
0, 1. No, wrong.
10 1 0 sir.
10, 1, 0, sir.
10, 1,
10
0 is
1
the correct one.
0.
10, 1,
10
0.
0 1.
10, 1, 0 is the correct
10
one.
1 1, sir.
10, 1, 1. 10, 1, 1. Just wait. First of all, I will show you the output and I will explain it. Okay? 10, 1, 0 is the output. No doubt about that. I will explain it. How it is working. Okay, first one is false, right? 10 is less than 5. Is it false or not? Yes, it is false. That means it is written 0. Then it is moving into the next one. Then it is moving into the next one. This is the post increment, right? Post increment. That means it is not incremented at this position. At this position, it is going to be 0 only. Okay? 0 or 0. Both are zeros.
Zero.
Both are zeros. What is C value?
Zero.
True, sir.
What? Okay. If both are zeros,
Then it's zero.
both are zeros in R. This is R.
Or
False, false.
False, false,
Zero.
false.
Zero.
Then C becomes zero, right? Okay, C becomes zero. After this statement, when this is going into the next statement, the B becomes a plus plus. What is B now? 0 plus 1.
1.
1. That's why it is going to be, this is a 10, no doubt. And this is going to be incremented after the second line, after second line, and before the third line, the B becomes 1.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
B is 1, C is 0. Why? Because here B value it is taken like this. This is the 0 here. False and false are false, that is going to be false.
False.
Okay? Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, remaining students, please respond here. What is the output here?
సార్ మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి సార్.
చెప్తాను.
ఇప్పుడు పోలీస్ సంతకం కాదు. 10 0 0.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
10 0 0. 10 0 0.
10 0 0. This is the logical AND operation. First of all, this is the logical AND operation. Here 10 is less than 5. 10 is less than 5. Is it true or not?
0, sir.
False. Zero.
False, right? It is
It's
false.
B value.
This is the
The
logical.
result is 10,
10 0.
1, and 0, sir.
Yes. We just wait. If one statement is false, this is the logical AND operation. It never moves to the next one. Doesn't matter. Okay, na? That's why the output of C is 0. B is not incremented. Why? Because this is not executed. This line is not executed. Why? Because the control is stopped at this position. Okay, that's why the A is a 10, that is fixed. B is not modified. B is 0 and C is also 0. The output is
10 0 0.
10 0 0. Okay. Yes.
If the first statement is true, then it undergoes to second. True, sir.
Yes, if I am going to modify like this, that means this is going to be 10. 10 is greater than 5. Is it true or not? Yes, it is true. That means it is true. Then it is moving into B plus plus.
Second.
What is B value?
0.
B value is 0 at this position. This is the post increment. That is not a pre-increment. That is not a pre-increment. That is post increment. That is treated as a false. Not that is treated as 0 only, not 1.
So,
Okay, that is post increment. That's why it is taken as 0. 0 refers false.
false.
Then C becomes false. Then C
False.
becomes false. But
False.
after the statement, B becomes incremented as 1. Okay? That's why A is 10, B is 1, C is 0. Okay? Just practice it again in your systems.